Yeah, I'd love it. Do you need to excuse yourself today? Do I have any motions for you?
Right. Very convenient.
Yeah.
Turn off my ringer because my rescue phone was the first one to ring last night.
Ready? All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our regular public council meeting for Monday, April 27th, 2026. I'll call our meeting to order. There is one addition to the agenda. There's a invoice for corporate services. Can we add that, Kim, please? New business, Councillor Manning. Pass. Councillor Pollard, pass. Councillor Goss?
Pass.
Councillor Martin?
Good job.
Thanks. All right, Deputy Mayor? And I got it, thank you. Okay. Is there anybody to get on the first Q&A session? Madeline? Anyone else? Robbie? Anyone
To
else?
the floor now in a minute.
All right, could I get a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, please?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried, thank you. We have a set of minutes for April 13th. Could I get a motion to adopt those, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. All righty. Conflict of interest, a little cheaty thing is passed out there, and as per usual, if there's something comes up during the course of the meeting, make sure to declare your conflict. Proclamations, we don't have any? Do we? Oh, yeah, so we do. We got three. Okay. Proclamation number 1, Municipal Awareness Week, May 10th to 16th. Deputy Mayor. Don't forget your mic. Don't forget your microphone.
Municipal Awareness Week, May 10th, 16th, 2026. Whereas municipal government is responsible for the provision of services that enhance the quality of life of its citizens, and whereas dedicated mayors, councillors and staff are essential for the effective governance of their municipalities, and whereas collaboration, partnership and citizen involvement are essential for active, sustainable and vibrant communities, and whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize and encourage the contribution of all who work diligently for the improvement of our municipalities.
Therefore, be proclaimed that May 10th to the 16th, 2026 be known as Municipal Awareness Week in municipalities of Newfoundland, Labrador, and in recognition of the vital role of municipal government and in recognition of all those efforts that support it. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? I think that just want to remind everybody, keep your eye out for any events that are going to be happening in the town for Municipal Awareness Week. I know there's definitely at least going to be an open house, and to keep your eye out, and please come over and check out. It's May 13th. On May 13th, and check out what the town has, and if you have any questions for members of council who will be around, you can do it at that time. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Next up on the list, Hope Air Day, May 6th. Councillor Manning.
Okay, Hope Air Day, May 6, 2026. Whereas Hope Air is a national charitable organization dedicated to arranging free travel and accommodations for Canadians in financial need who must travel to access essential medical care far from home. And whereas access to health care should not depend on a person's financial situation or geographical location, yet many individuals and families face significant barriers when required to travel long distance for treatment. And whereas Hope Air works to remove those barriers by connecting patients with flights, accommodations, and ground transportation, ensuring they can reach the care they need with dignity and support. And whereas the work of Hope Air improves health outcomes, strengthens communities, and provides hope to those facing serious medical challenges. And whereas recognizing Hope Air Day provides an opportunity to raise awareness of the organization's mission and the importance of equitable access to health care for all Canadians.
Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Craig Scott, on behalf of the Council of the Town of Torbay, do hereby proclaim May 6, 2026 as Hope Air Day in the Town of Torbay and encourage all residents to learn more about Hope Air and support this important work. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
This is fantastic. Too long it's been, those expenses have fallen to people unnecessarily. I think this is fabulous.
And also too, in my day job now, there are an awful lot of people who need health care and can't get it and can't afford to get it. So this is going to be continue to be a great operation for sure.
Excellent. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. And one more. World Mental Health Day, May 6, 2026. Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. World Maternal Mental Health Day. Whereas pregnancy and childbirth or adoption and the infant's first year of life should be a period of joy and bonding for the entire family. And whereas 28% of mothers in Newfoundland and Labrador will experience a significant mood disorder during and after pregnancy, possibly leading to a more severe mental illness. And whereas untreated, these mood disorders may lead to premature labor, admission to the neonatal intensive care unit, increased risks of complications, lower breastfeeding rates, poor fetal and infant outcomes, potential cognitive, emotional, and behavioral impairments, and, in rare cases, even suicide. And whereas there are professionals and peers in Newfoundland and Labrador who can assist parents and families deal with mood disorders. And whereas the Prenatal Mental Health Alliance of Newfoundland and Labrador has been created to improve the care provided to birthing persons and their families.
Be it resolved that I, Mayor Craig Scott, proclaim May 6, 2026 World Maternal Mental Health Day in the Town of Torbay, Newfoundland and Labrador. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
I think that percentage is probably grossly understated. And, you know, removing the stigma around any mood disorders or maternal mental health is a step in the right direction.
Leader, comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. We have two presentations. The first one is for the Torbay 5K check presentation. Is that right, Kim?
Yeah,
Uh,
they might be a little changed around on the agenda, but that's correct.
Yeah, that's fine. John, did you want to have a few words about it first? Can you turn the mic on? Button on the right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
red button. Okay, guys, thanks for having us again this year. I want to say it's been great that the Council of Torbay has been really supportive of this run since we started back 2 years or 3 years ago. In the last 3 years, we've had a lot of success with the Torbay 5K. We've had 100 people sold out the last 3 years. The first 2 years we had 100 people. Last year we increased it and we had people on a waiting list. So we went to 120 participants, and then we have 5 people from the fire department that participate. The boys in the fire department actually run it in their bunker gear. Just don't really run it, they walk it or whatever. It's not really a competition run anyhow. It's only just there to make awareness to mental health, because one of the best medicine for mental health is activity and exercise. You know, everyone can put on their socks and, you know, get out and go and get moving. But the last 3 years, we've been lucky enough to raise $2,000 the first year, $2,000 last year, or the year before last. Last year, you guys helped us with a donation, and we went up to $2,500. But we also had an individual that donated $500 as well, so we added $3,000 last year. So a total of $7,000 has been donated from this run to mental health awareness. So because the way we kind of make the donation is that everyone that participates we charge a registration of $35. But out of that $35, there's $10 of it is being donated towards the cause, right? So the other 25 costs is pays for the medals, the bibs, we got like a little brunch and everything else and stuff like that. But anyhow, that's what that's covered off. So we'd like to thank again the town for their continuous support and the donation of $500 again this year. And also with the town's staff as helping with the sweeping of the roads, putting out the barricades and all that good stuff. The Torbay Fire Department are there on site for any medical situations, and they lead and follow the run from start to finish. So it takes a lot of people to kind of put this together, but everyone that goes there really appreciates it, and Mental Health Awareness Association even, they appreciate it even that much more because of some funds that they can use to do whatever they need with, right? So again, also we have myself, Trixie's here, Debbie, Cynthia, and Gus are all part of the committee that actually does it. I was the one that's kind of gets up and speaks and does all that good stuff, but it takes more than me to make this all happen. So again, thank you very much, guys, for and we look forward to many more years of support for the town, and hopefully, continue as this every annual event.
Yeah, so, you know what, we thank you for doing it, and it's a great partnership between us and you. And we'll jump up in a minute and do our big check, but these are the medals that you're giving out this year?
No, this is last year's medal.
Last
We
year's?
have this every year. We've been changing the color. Last year was green, so this year is orange. It's the same happy face as the symbol for mental health. And every year, because we started off, it was yellow. Then I went to blue. Then I went to green. This year is orange. So what I'll do once we have the medals back again, once we get them, I'll give you another one for this year, so you can put it in hang it up or whatever you want to do.
Okay,
Right.
excellent.
So.
Great, thank you.
We're going to present you, John, with the check the mayor is, and we'll get a picture as well with the enlarged one.
Yeah, I got a real one.
A real one, yes. Yeah, why don't you have your group come up?
Yeah,
Trixie and Gus, Cynthia and Debbie.
yeah, give them a come behind me.
I'll come in the middle and the group.
You want to get the big check done?
Yeah, I'll get
And pass it over there. Get it together. Yeah, we'll pull that. And we'll put this in front here, but lay it down, so you can just,
I will hold that.
okay. Yeah, it's a big tall corner. There we go. Oh, did Hey, big smiles, like your medals. Great, thank you very much. Thanks for all your help and work with that. Yeah.
John, is there a link to a website or anything that people can donate to? Is it specific to the 5K run?
You can go into the Canadian Mental Health Association themselves. They got their website and they have a spot where you can donate, and you can just tag it for 45 days.
Okay.
But like I said, last year we're at the event, we had a lady that was lives in the area. She came, she presented her check. It was another $500 last year. That's why we went from 2,500 to 3,000. So, but just for 5K alone, we've got $7,000 today, and we'll probably have another, we'll have another 2,500 minimum this year. So it'll be all down to $10,000. So
Excellent, excellent. So while Kim refills out our check there, we got another presentation that we're going to do, and it's for, it's part of our Housing Accelerator Fund grant program that the town has. So Matthew White is here, and this is going to be the first of our presentations for this program that we've started. So it's an incentive program. Was created to accelerate housing development within the community, specifically for local builders and developers. The goal of these incentives is to provide financial assistance to builders to develop missing middle, multi-unit and affordable dwelling units. Through incentivizing this development, the town hopes to increase housing density and multi-unit housing options. So the program offers missing middle grant, a one-time grant up to $10,000 per new missing middle dwelling unit, with up to a maximum grant of $125,000 for multi-unit development. Affordable housing grant, one-time grant of $15,000 per new affordable housing unit with up to a maximum of $150,000 under the Affordable Housing Incentive Program. These two grants can be stacked and be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. The funding is also subject to project readiness, footing, building permit, and have funding availability. So this funding that we have was, we applied to the federal government for it, and we were successful. And so this is not money that the town is handing out that we collected in taxes from residents. This is money that we got from the federal government. So it's a great program, and we're really just now getting it kind of off its feet. So hopefully we're going to do more of these in the future, but we'll do this one now.
Ask Matthew to come
Yeah.
up and receive the check,
Okay.
as well as presentation of our large one for Picture Optics.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if any of you can see in the back, but it is for $25,000. Congratulations, and I'm sure the planning department enjoyed working with you.
All right, that is done. Next on the list, we have a delegate, April Madagas.
Very cool. You can just hit.
Person?
Yeah, yeah,
Lower this. Can you hear me?
yep.
All right. Good evening. For those that don't know me, I'm April Goss, and my husband is Walter Goss. We are local developers who have constructed all the homes over on Darrell Pye Drive. We're here tonight because we believe conditions of an approval in principle we have are being applied inconsistently, and that our project is being asked to meet requirements beyond what was originally in the approval in principle. Approval in principle C 2021-025 was issued in 2021 to develop a multi-unit complex. This complex had 14 units in total. There was 2 buildings. 2 would have 3 units each, and the other set of 2 buildings would have 4 units each. Each unit roughly about 900 square feet. Our focus was going to focus on the aging population of our town. What we all know, we need to help downsize and continue to live here. However, this approval in principle was actually tied to an appeal that went in, and our approval in principle was basically put on pause. Once the matter was resolved, an approval in principle was reissued to us again in May of 2024. If this appeal process hadn't happened, this would have been in the ground. We would have had residents living here. Now I'm going to bring to your attention tonight a couple conditions on that approval in principle that we are now being asked, in our opinion, to go above and beyond this legal document. I'm going to point out 2 conditions. Condition number 1 states, the project shall conform to the requirement of the residential medium density land use zone of Torbay and development regulations 2015 to 2025. In particular, bringing us attentions to development standards, row dwelling, apartment buildings, storm construction, water management. And then there is a link to the website for us to reference the town's regulations. These same regulations are what our engineer has priced our job based on, because he looked at what we needed to meet our approval in principle, and he said, okay, this is what I need, I know you need to do, so it's based on, gave us a price to develop that, and he used the same regulations to design the layout for the water and stuff for this lot. Further in our approval in principle, condition 18.4. I want you to pay attention to this, what I'm about to say. It's stormwater calculation. Pre and post development calculations and catchment areas and flow rates are based on 100 years, 24-hour storm. That's one storm event. One. Is used climate change projections from the St. John's metro region and proposed water storm management detention systems and design thereof. That was what the condition was. So one storm event. In the town's regulations, this under section 6.21, this is what it says. If we need a storm detention. Stormwater detention system will be required for new developments to ensure there is a net zero runoff from the proposed development if the 100-year, 24-hour post-development peak discharge rate exceeds the 100-year, 24-hour pre-development peak discharge rate, unless the town determines the stormwater detention is not necessary. Stormwater detention system will be designed to temporarily store the difference in volume between the post-development and the pre-development runoff, while limiting the post-development runoff rate to the pre-development rate. And then the town required a set of calculations for that development to be sent along. Our engineer did that. He showed these calculations. Now, there is underneath, in this same stormwater detention, it says, for a design storm detention system, less than 25 cubic liters a second, no detention system is required. No detention. Our engineer, Irvine Engineering, submitted the calculations for the flow rates showing the pre and post runoff. I have sent along, or sorry, I did not send along the flow sheet. The property is divided, basically our property over on Darrell Pye Drive is divided into two areas, two directions. So one flow, output flow, would flow onto Darrell Pye Drive and the other would flow onto the rear of our property. The town, what he did for our post runoff for both outputs were less than the pre-development runoff calculations and is well below the 25-liter threshold in the town's regulation. If you want to know the exact numbers, I have them. Darrell Pye Drive output was calculated to be 16.49 cubic liters a second, and the rear output was 17.97 cubic liters. Well below the 25 per output. There was a meeting to discuss this on January 26th of this year. In attendance, there was myself and Walter, our engineers working on the project, and a couple staff members. During that meeting, both sides of our engineers kind of went back and forth and working out the engineering talk. And Irvine Engineering, our engineer, said confidently that he felt the requirements for the engineering should be approved based on the design and it was following the regulations outlined in this approval in principle. At the end of the meeting, as we were kind of at an impasse for the engineering, it was decided that we had received a verbal approval from the town to accept the stamped drawing as long as Irvine Engineering, our engineer, submitted commentary to go with that design, backing up that he was confident in the design. Following that meeting, requirements to include additional stormwater event analysis, so the one storm event, 2, I think it is, 6, 12, are repeatedly being asked of us to do stormwater detention, to do the calculations. This resulted in delays and repeated revisions that were not anticipated under the original approval in principle. We sought clarification through email, including professional advice, which indicated that conditions had been met and permits should have been issued to us. We received a letter back from the town confirming verbal agreement and legal enforcement can only be against the 124-hour storm. However, other developers in the area are doing engineering for the different storm events, and we were strongly encouraged to do the same. This unnecessary work has caused extensive engineering redesigns as several revisions. Meetings have been conducted. This project has gone from having a no detention system requirement to additional and increased size of infrastructure. This has led us to incised pipe, extra manholes. Now we're gone to a point that we're talking about detention ponds at the rear of the property. We are respectfully asking council to ensure that our original approval and principal conditions for engineering are applied as written and that our project be allowed to proceed accordingly. We are respectfully, this would require an extension of our water allocation to compensate for the lost time for the past 4 months of unnecessary engineering. This will allow our engineer time to advise and finalize the plans with no detention system and to take advantage of existing water and sewer services that were installed by the provincial government at each one of these lots at the time the school was put in. We have 4 existing laterals there for these lots. However, our design was tying in to a main pipe going down Darrell Pye Drive. We want to tie in to that existing 4-inch sewer pipe that can support the demands of each building. The highest amount of units is 4 in each one of these buildings. There is no difference in toilets going into one of these 4 units in any other house over on Darrell Pye Drive. The sewer can handle the flow. We have plumbing, our plumber has confirmed that. We have specs that confirm that. There should be no reason we can't take advantage of those laterals that are in the ground. And finally, we are seeking monetary compensation for the engineering fees since January. To conclude my appeal to council, you were voted in with the best intentions to help this community and its residents. We all know the community needs more developments and accommodations to attract newcomers, but also allow our aging seniors to downsize, giving them a chance to stay in the place they call home. Don't allow this project to fail when it can help the town grow and prosper. Thank you.
Don't run away. What
Okay.
was that, your approval in principle revision?
Number?
Which one, yeah? The one that you,
The revision that the engineering passed in, or the number you want?
no, the one that you, the 2021 one that you
Oh, approval
referenced.
principle C 2021-025.
Oh, that's the application?
Yeah.
No, the one that was acceptable, like that was approved to go forward. Remember you had a meeting and you said based on,
That was based on a meeting we had with some of the town staff.
Okay.
And because our engineer has 15 plus years of working in Newfoundland for this, he was the consultant for reviewing Portugal Cove St. Philip's.
Okay.
And he designed for City of St. John's, Paradise, multiple municipalities. He was confident that he had met the approval principle, and he argued this over and over and over again.
Okay.
So when we were meeting with Nagar and our engineer, there was back and forth over some of the stuff were minor, you know, downspouts and stuff to be tied in, minor stuff. But because we were at an impasse and doing calculations and stuff, because we kept being challenged on the critical storm events, which we kept saying we don't need to do, Julia said, okay, to our engineer, basically, you say, you know, you're stamping the documents, which he is a certified engineer, he has his credentials, he's legally stamping that, he's signing off on his commitment that it was not an issue of what he designed. Based on that, and she asked for backup evidence to go along with the drawing, stating basically all that.
okay.
We all left that meeting, and there was, like I said, me, Wally, and 2 of our engineers, and that we were all under the understanding that all we had to do was finalize the petty little stuff for the engineering part and submit it in. However, Nagar kept coming back with more questions and more questions to us about critical storm events. Her comments or her commentary is there, asking about the critical storms, why we need to calculate, we need to show this. We kept going back. Why?
Is that what you have? Can you forward that to me
Yep.
in an email, please? All right,
Thank you.
April, one more question.
Yes.
What date did you get the verbal agreement?
January 26, 2006. 26.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Did anybody else have any questions for April? Okay, all right, thank you, April.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to leave, you can leave. If you want to stay, you can stay. We won't be much longer. I know you all got to go do a run or something now. All right. right. Oh, next is the, oh, yes, right. Q&A. Madeline?
Hello. You all remember the incredible, successful trail raiser we had last year, hosted by Torbay, which was very, very successful, to say the least. And so on Thursday last week, the Torbay Coyote team was given an award. And I just want to read you a little bit of what it said. We were given the Motion Head Award, and this award recognizes the outstanding fundraising achievement and the passionate commitment and genuine love for the East Coast Trail that drives these remarkable contributions. Of the Torbay Coyotes, they said, from local stewards to trail champions. The Torbay Coyote story begins long before the Trailraiser existed. Born from the Torbay Environment Trails Committee, this group has been caring for their beloved Father Torrey Trail since before it was developed to East Coast Trail standards in 2011. Their early fundraising efforts helped transform a local path into a trail experience thousands now enjoy. We do it because we enjoy it and have great fun doing it, shares one longtime Coyote member. Capturing the essence of what makes this team extraordinary is this combination of purpose and pleasure that has driven their remarkable 15-year journey. This year's achievement, an outstanding 17,157 from their 18-member team. But here's what makes it truly remarkable. Their cumulative contribution from 2011 to 2025 now totals an extraordinary 147,831. The Torbay Coyotes prove that when you combine genuine connection to the trail, committed leadership, and a community that genuinely enjoys supporting something they love, extraordinary things happen year after year after year. The Torbay Coyotes didn't just show up, they showed up with passion, purpose, and an infectious enthusiasm that reminds us why the East Coast Trail community is so special. So they join us in recognizing this achievement and the difference that we make to the East Coast Trail. And of course, all that would not have been possible with the superb help of the town of Torbay as well. So here's the award we received.
That's excellent. So, can you forward that message to Kim so that we can get it put on our socials, and we'll get a picture of you guys with your thing to put on there, if you don't mind.
The East Coast Trail took a picture at the event, so maybe you can get that one. But you can also, we can make it available to be put up somewhere at the town hall.
Sure.
I think we won an award last year, and it was, I think, put up at the Commons, I'm not sure. So you can put that one up with it.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
thank you very much for your support.
Congratulations, that is excellent.
Yeah.
And I do know they get a lot of good comments about the trail raiser that we held here in Torbay last year, that people were very impressed. And
Well, not to mention all the spin-offs that the businesses in Torbay and residents in Torbay get from it.
Right.
So it's a good news story.
They do. It's excellent.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Robbie.
Yes. First of all, let me say how much I appreciated Thursday night's event, the Best of Torbay
Last night.
volunteer thing. That was fabulous. That was really, really nicely done. So thank you to the staff especially, but to council for putting on a very nice dinner and event for the volunteers of the town. Back to the East Coast Trail Association. This year, the event is going to be in Mobile. We tend to alternate between north of St. John's and south of St. John's. And it's going to be on the 6th of September. So once again, we are looking for support from the town of Torbay. What did I say, May? September, oh jeez. The weather would be better, maybe it's wishful thinking. So yes, it'll be June 6th, which is International Trails Day. That's why it's always held then. So in past years, the town of Torbay has covered the cost of advertising in the Northeast Avalon Times. So we're looking for that to be given to us again this year. But also, we happen to notice in the budget, there's a line for the trail, the Coyotes and the Trail Fund of $5,000. So we would like to see town support the Coyotes and the event itself for more than just the advertising this year. So is there someone that we can contact to discuss this with?
Yeah, David.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you and I were talking last year, I think. But really, really hope that the town can support us with a very nice contribution, either to the event itself or to our team, or both. And then finally, the town of Torbay did have a team that participated last year. So we invite you to form a team this year. If you don't want to do that, join the Coyotes. And all you have to do is contact Madeline or myself, and we'll set you up as a team member.
Did I have a team last year, or did I join your team? I don't remember. I was
You
there.
weren't.
We had our own team, I think.
You
We
had your
our
own
didn't
team.
we? Yes, we
You did, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Town did.
Yep. You were on it, weren't you? Yep. Okay. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Robbie, and you just follow up with David.
Reach out to me directly, Robbie.
All right. Moving on, next on the list is the mayor's report. I just gotta give a quick synopsis. The mayor stuff that I've been doing the last couple of weeks since the last meeting. So on May 15th, we had our active transportation open house at the Common. And we had some people come through, look at our plans and make comments on our plans going forward with our active transportation plan. And I want to thank everybody who showed up for that and staff who were arranging it. May 23rd, myself and Sandy, Kim, I don't remember who, met with representative from Spaces Shared, which is May 23rd. Oh, April 23rd. I'm ahead of myself, ahead of my time.
Here's Brian.
April 23rd, we met with people from Spaces Shared to talk about the possibility of looking at having their program in the town of Torbay. And what Spaces Shared is, it's a platform that is used to pair up seniors and students that are looking for housing and seniors who would like help around the house. And it's a very interesting program. They're going to send us the information, and we'll include it in the council package, and we'll get an opportunity to talk about it and how we're going to go forward. I think Carrie, yes, was there too, as part of economic development. It's an interesting program. They've already have it rolled out in Newfoundland in some areas, and they have some students that are living with seniors in Clarenville for sure. I know, I think Gander is another one, and the feedback they've been getting is really good. So, yeah. So once we get more information on that, we'll be sure to share it. It's just very preliminary now. It's just an initial discussion. April 23rd, also attended the Flat Rock Volunteer Appreciation Night to help present the Chief McGrath Award for this year. And I want to thank the council in Flat Rock for inviting me down there. April 25th, we attended the Firefighters Ball, also in Flat Rock. And congratulations to the Torbay Volunteer Fire Department on their 52nd annual Firefighters Ball. And also congratulations to those who received awards and recognition for the training that they've been doing. And then April 26th, would have been last night, attended the Best of Torbay Awards, and Robbie just alluded to that. It was a great event. Thank you to the staff who organized it, and to all the people that showed up to take part. It's one event that we run, and we don't use any volunteers because it's for them. So it's nice to be able to do that, and you know, I think that it was a great dinner, and it was very. The MC was awesome. Apparently, he told me, and you know, thank you to everybody for coming, and we look forward to working with everybody in the new year, or from this year on, I guess, to next year, with our volunteers and to help us do programs. And this year we got the Killy Coast Games are coming up, and we'll be looking for volunteers for that. So keep your eye out for that. All right, that's it. That's kind. Next on the agenda, business arising, April report. Any questions? No? Good?
Just, you can reference the fact that the owner's advisor RFP has gone out for the Great Pond project.
Yep.
Closes the mid part of May, so staff are still taking questions and moving them through the MERC system so that all hands can know those answers and respond accordingly. Other than that, I guess that's what we've been waiting for to get the project started. We're still trying to track down the other $9 million, but we'll get there.
We'll keep working on that. Correspondence. We have a correspondence here from Municipal Awareness Week, and also talks about wastewater training information, mandatory dates, so we can send that off to staff who might need to worry about that. Alrighty, committees of council, planning, land use, development. Deputy Mayor.
Okay, we have several motions. The first one is concerning proposed construction at 1 Albert Place. Application for construction of a dwelling approximately 416.2 square meters in size with a secondary suite at basement level at 1 Albert Place. It's proposed to include a private well and septic, and this, of course, is subject to Service Newfoundland. NL. This development is permitted in the residential large lot land use zone. The town received a couple of phone calls and inquiries about the nature of the application, but has not received any objection in response to this application. So the town has, we have recommended approval, subject to being no objections. I'd like to table the motion to cordially approve, conditionally approve application C 2026/025 for proposed single dwelling with secondary suite at 1 Albert Place in accordance with Regulation 33 and 90 of the Torbay Development Regulations 2015 to 2025 pertaining to discretionary uses and subject to conditions outlined in the attached background report. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Okay, the next one. Let me see here. Request for quotes. The town of Torbay has budgeted for the completion of an update to the Torbay subdivision engineering guidelines. The town issued a request for quotes on February 2026 with an amended subdivision deadline of March 31st, 2026. The objective is to develop a modern, implementable, and technically robust guideline document aligned with current standards, climate resilience principles, and municipal operational requirements. The town received 4 submissions by the noted deadline. Technical and financial proposals were assessed by the evaluation committee in accordance with the evaluation criteria posted in the RFQ, and a final score and recommendation was prepared. The committee discussed the evaluation report on 4 submissions and recommended the top bidder and contract award. The committee has also noted the department's reference that there's not being sufficient funds allocated with the 2026 budget department to complete the project based on submitted quotes. So we did allocate $15,000 for this, and the bids range from $45,000 to $135,000. The engineering, we have gone with the recommendation to give it to WSP for $47,585. And Phase 1 and 2 will commence in 2026 and Phase 3 in 2027. So this committee is putting forward a motion to award the contract for the completion of the update to the Torbay Subdivision Engineering Design Guidelines, RFQ number EDG/2026/0220 to WSP for the contract price of $47,585 $585.85, including tax. This resolution is subject to the approval of the budget reallocation tabled at the Corporate Services Committee. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
Yeah, I just want to say that the reference to the budget and the timing of overall, we did discuss at the meeting, as Deputy Mayor said, to spread it over 2 years, 2026 and 2027, but I think we decided afterwards to get it done and out of the way as quickly as we can, because it is tied to the bigger municipal plan review, which is going to take probably a couple of years anyway, and we certainly don't want to slow that down. As per a reference to the budget reallocation, we did discuss that at corporate services, and I'm jumping the gun, and I apologize for that too, but seeing as I'm on corporate services, I can speak to that one. We will find there is no motion there for the allocation of budget, but there is money, and more likely it'll come from the financing side of things, where we have not started projects as we had budgeted for the beginning of the year, so there is some slack left in those dollar amounts, and being more than enough to cover off the difference between the 15 and the 47,000. Next point, I think, is that this forms part of the municipal plan. I think, and every time it's been mentioned, I've asked that any opportunity people get a chance to review the town plan, to review it and submit comments. I'm not sure whether or not, and maybe Julie can let us say, are the regulations coming back for public review, Julie?
They will ultimately, yes. Not immediately right now. The portal is open. Anybody can submit commentary, except we're kind of working on assembling all that into a document for council review. And then we're also going to send it to the provincial government for provincial review. And once those two reviews, and also the community planning table, once those reviews are all done and we get the green light from the provincial government, that's when it goes out for full public consultation. All the documents will be tabled and for review, commentary, etc.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, continue on with what I was saying, I guess at that point in time, I suggest that all interested parties, and certainly council, take a review of the whole package. And it even ties into what April was saying earlier too, in terms of guidelines and regulations and how we enforce those regulations, what is actually written and things of that nature. So I think we'll take a hard look at those as it goes through, and ask anybody and everybody who's interested to certainly provide comment as well, so that we'll come away with this with the best possible outcome. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Back to you, Deputy Mayor.
Okay, we have another proposed motion. 21 Spray Lane Settlement Agreement and Cul-de-sac Lands Acquisition. The town of Torbay has reached a settlement agreement with the property owner of 21 Spray Lane regarding the pavement and acquisition of a private portion of the Spray Lane cul-de-sac required for public road right-of-way purposes. The agreement is to purchase the cul-de-sac lands for $38,760. Recommendation: the committee discussed the matter and recommends accepting the self-settlement agreement and the purchase price. Therefore, the following motion is tabled. Motion to accept the settlement agreement with the property owner of 21 Spray Lane and to acquire the cul-de-sac lands for road right-of-way purposes for the purchase price of $38,760. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And we have the Climate Change Vulnerability Assessment Report that is available online. And the next step is in the process is the preparation of the adoption strategy. At this point, the following motion is tabled. Motion to confirm receipt of the March 2026 Climate Change Vulnerability Assessment and the April 2026 What We Heard report as submitted by Fundamental Inc. Those studies will be made publicly available on the Town of Torbay website. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
Yeah, just want to say that these reports have not been reviewed by council as a whole, hence the motion to acknowledge receipt and put them on the public website. I'm not sure that there will be anything done with it anyway from a commentary or change perspective, but the timing of it and the nature of it, I guess it makes it readily available to put on the website anyway, so there it is. Just let you know that council has not reviewed it, so if there's anything there that stands out, please provide your comments, and once we all get a chance to review it, we can certainly make adjustments as necessary or question as necessary.
Right, okay. That's right. We're just confirming receipt of the reports, and then we're not adopting them or anything. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And permit listings. Attached are the Torbay 2026 permit listings for the weeks ending April 23rd, 2026. Therefore, the following motion is tabled. Motion to accept the Torbay 2026 permit listings for the weeks ending April 23rd, 2026 as tabled. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And just to finish off with talking about, and Mayor Scott already touched on it, the active transportation study that was done last week at the Common. My congratulations to Julia and staff. It was a fabulous undertaking, and there was lots of sticky notes all over all the maps, and I think that was fabulous feedback, and congratulations, you guys did a fabulous job on that.
Yep, I concur. All right. That it? Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All righty, moving on. Admin and HR. Counselor Goss.
It's a brief update from this week. We met on April 21st. It's mostly about recruitment and selection. We're still interviewing for almost all of the positions. The Planning and Development Ambassador, which is a student position, museum interpreter for the 2026 summer student position, and the summer day camp and sports camp recreation positions, and seasonal heavy equipment operator summer position. Those are all closed and in the process of being interviewed for, and we will have an update as soon as we have the results of those interviews.
Okay, thank you very much. Line. Corporate Services, Counselor Pollard.
Thank you, Worship. Myself and Director Pine and Councillor Manning met on Thursday afternoon. First two items there are just references to two payrolls, one from 26th March to the 8th of April, in the amount of $188,978, and April 9th to the 22nd, in the amount of $142,870. 55 employees for the latter and 59 employees for the first. There's a list there of accounts payable process for the period, if anyone wants to go down through those and have any questions, as well as the check register, also there for viewing. There's a motion here related to our tender for a pickup. So it's 2026-0402 is the date of the tender approval. So the committee recommends awarding the tender for the half-ton pickup to the lowest bidder, Hickman Motors Limited, in the amount of $81,254.40, HST included. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Trucks are getting expensive.
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Next is the invoice listing of amounts over $5,000. First one is to A. Harvey and Company for the salt restock or restocking of our salt, in the amount of $43,117.34. Rentag Canada Inc. for chlorine gas in the amount of $9,068.06. Canada Life Group Benefits, April 2026, in the amount of $16,245.14. CIBC Mellon for pension contributions for March in the amount of $33,342.16. GFL Environmental Garbage and Recycling Collection in the amount of $64,079.13. GHD Digital Canada Mansion House Project Database in the amount of $8,538.24. Harvey's Oil for Diesel, and there's three of these. First one is the amount of $6,219.26. Next one is the amount of $5,061.39. And the third one is the amount of $10,123.69. Municipal Assessment Agency, the second quarter assessment, in the amount of $25,889.50. Newfoundland Power for the March group billing in the amount of $22,400. $443.41. Newfoundland Power for the street lighting and gateway sign for $20,973.84. Provincial Information and Library Resources Board for the 2026 rent for the Torbay Library in the amount of $21,234. Receiver General Canada for the payroll deductions March 16th to the 31st in the amount of $67,939.97. Receiver General payroll deductions April 1st to the 15th, $50,791.40. SEA Contracting Limited for progress payment on the History House repair, that's the mold remediation, the amount of $69,434.26. Safety Source Industrial for new firefighter helmets, the amount of $8,412.25. Stuart McKelvey, related to appeal of council decision, the amount of $5,414.20. Triware for prepaid support block, in the amount of $5,750. Another one for Triware for the server for the hardware tech support, in the amount of $5,632.70. Workers' compensation annual fees in the amount of $64,965.16, all totaling $564,675.10. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Didn't you have an extra one that was going in there?
We're gonna
Separate.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
To your worship's statement, we have an additional invoice there for catering by design for the fire department hall in the amount of $5,126.60. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? See you, April. Okay.
Donation request there for Newfoundland athletes going to Edmonton to prepare at national level competition in karate. As per policy, that would be a $200 donation. So council approve of financial contribution of $200. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Good luck.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So ends my report, your worship.
All right, thank you. Any questions on anything in that report? Nope. All right, thank you very much. Economic Development, Tourism, History, and Culture. Councillor Goss.
Okay, we met Tuesday, April 21st, and discussed the allocation of the additional $50,000 in funding provided by the provincial government for the Welcoming and Retaining Newcomers project. So we are putting forth the following motion. The additional $50,000 received from the provincial government to provide additional support for the Welcoming and Supporting Newcomers project be allocated to the following GL accounts as follows. For salary and related employment expenses, salary to GL account 5056-8900, vacation pay to general ledger account 5054-8900, mandatory employment related costs to general ledger account 5049-8900, health and post-secondary tax to general ledger account 5052-8900, and workers' compensation premiums to general ledger account 5053-8900. Expenses related to activities, events, and other activities to general ledger account 5045 for 8,900. This was the amount given to us from the provincial government to extend. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
We have an update on the History House Annex on the RFP. The requests for proposals for design and project management were posted on MERCS with the following timeline. To circulate the RFP, April 13th. Proposal submission deadline is May 1st, and the project award deadline is May 15th. Major focus over the last few weeks has been on planning and working collaboratively on the Recreation Department, with the Recreation Department on the Best of Torbay Awards, which was last night. It was an amazing event. I think it went really, really well. And it's important to recognize our local businesses and volunteers and individuals who they do so much and they go above and beyond for the town. So I think that went really nice. In the History House, the mold remediation update, the work is approximately 85% complete. And for the summer and spring event planning, it's underway for a number of key events. The Multicultural Festival, which is June 27th, the Lower Street Stage Opening, which is June 28th, the Mayor's Garden Party, that's to be determined, and the weekly musical performances at the History House. And that concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on any of that? No? Thank you. All right, emergency services, the Deputy Mayor.
We have not had a meeting yet, but Rodney, our chief, sent around an email today trying to get a meeting on the go for next week, so hopefully that will happen, and we will take off from there.
Excellent. Did you have an update you wanted to give or anything, Rodney? No? You're good? Okay. Thank you. I'm sure that you,
Boasting a new guy.
that's it. Man, a few words from our own heart. All right.
Yeah.
Infrastructure and Public Works, Councillor Manning.
Okay, committee met on April 21st. Councillor Martin, Director Winter, and myself. Minutes have been included in the package. Most projects are now ramping up in preparation for spring and summer months, so if the weather ever breaks, we're getting ready to roll. The department completed a review of school zone signage as per item 4C. It was determined that there is adequate signage in place for all zones as per the attached. Have a look. Yeah, and as per past practices, the town will also be painting the school zones on the streets in the 3 different areas. So it looks like we're going to have that taken care of there now, because there was some discussion about the school zones not being highlighted enough. Next, the annual spring bulk garbage drop-off will be in late May and early June. Dates to be confirmed. I can't wait for that. My place will be cleaned out. Now, we do have one motion in relation to item 3D, Tynedale Pump House Retrofit Work Project 2023-26. So the total budget for this project is $622,069.50. A limited call for a consultant was issued to 5 proponents. 2 bids were received. Stantec came in at $89,902.98, tax included. WSP, $97,590.06, tax included. So I have a motion here. I can go ahead and read this motion. Okay. Motion to award the consulting portion of project 17-MYCW-26-00074, Torbay Tondale Pipe House retrofit work to Stantec in the amount of $89,902.98, tax included. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So, thank you. If there are any questions, go ahead. If not, that concludes our minutes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Any questions? Alrighty, moving on. Recreation and Community Services, Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a short update and a motion. Myself and Deputy Mayor met with Director Martin. We were going to review all programs and events dating back 2024, and we want to see stats, revenue, registration fees for all programs and stuff when we sit down and go through them. So, the facilities part with the birthday party rentals, we're looking to do that through e-services now. Current facility mode doesn't work for that, so they're meeting with Triware and to set up a facility portion so they can rent out and take away the human element. So it should be much quicker. And we're not sure if we're going to go with a 4-month block like we do with the guide, or open it up for 12 months. So still to be discussed. We're working on it. The Inclusion Advisory Committee next event is scheduled for Sunday, May 24th at Torbay Common. It's going to feature a movie and gym activities. The committee is going to meet again on Tuesday, May 19th to discuss various topics, and a short event is ready to go. We had a quick review of the quarterly budget, myself and the Deputy Mayor along with the Director. Discussed a couple of items there that stood out. I believe it was the tools portion for Torbay Common, but they had some snow blowers break, so they had to buy a lot of shovels. The funding, this is where the motion comes in. The Director has informed the committee. Town has been awarded $36,646.40 in funding through the Canada Summer Jobs. And the committee recommends the motion. Here it is. The Town of Torbay to accept $36,646.40 in funding through the Government of Canada's Canada Summer Jobs Funding Grant. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
If there are no questions, so ends my report.
All right. Any questions? Great. Thank you very much. Liaison committees. Atlantic Affairs Congress, no update. Intergovernmental. I got invited to go to the budget lockup tomorrow, or Wednesday. I think I'm going to go. Council Power is going to accompany me. Deputy Mayor had sent her regrets. She couldn't make it, but I haven't gone before. I've been invited a bunch of times, so I figure it can't hurt to go out there, I suppose, David, and tell them how everything should be. So that's, I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's, should be interesting. Jack Burke.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Northeast Avalon Joint Council, Northeast Avalon Joint Council was cancelled last week, and hopefully it'll be rescheduled again. Well, I guess when they cancel, it'll probably be the next month before it goes ahead again, so look forward to that. RNC, thought that was supposed to come out of there, but anyway, it's still there. No update. Yeah. Urban Municipalities Committee, we talked about that last week. We met in Port Bass a couple of weekends ago. And the next meeting will be, the full meeting will be in August in Bay Roberts, late August. And there will be a UMC caucus meeting at the symposium in Gander next month, in a couple of weeks. So, other than that, there's nothing else. Notice of motion, we have none. New business. Diddle-dee-dee, round. Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Economic and Development Committee and the department and Community Service Recreation for coming together for doing the event last night. Fabulous event, great food, great crowd. It's nice to support all our local businesses and the wonderful volunteers. So it's great all over. And of course, the MC was pretty good too, in my opinion. Humble opinion.
Absolutely. And, okay, to me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to, as I normally do, I want to thank everybody, our council members and staff for the work that you've done over the last couple of weeks since we met last time. Things are moving forward. Are they moving forward quick enough? You don't know. You never know. Maybe. Hopefully they'll, next thing you look and say, oh, I didn't realize that got done. So that's the way we likes to get stuff done. The event last night was excellent. I just wanted to point out that our musical entertainment while we were eating last night was a couple of gentlemen from Ukraine who I've seen previously at our multicultural festival, and you know, it was enjoyable listening to them playing that music all night. So, you know, it's a small world. You know, we got people coming to town from everywhere, and not just in the town, but even here within the confines of the town hall. We've got several different cultures, and You know, it's interesting when we get together and have potluck and stuff like that. It's pretty good to see the things that we do. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for that. And the residents who showed up and the volunteers. And you know, we can't do those things without them. And, you know, keep up the good work. And we'll be looking for you to do more volunteering because we need volunteers and we don't take it for granted. All right. Q&A. Anybody? No? Perfect. Next public council meeting scheduled to take place on Monday, May 11th, 2026, 5 o'clock right here in the council chambers in the town of Torbay. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Moved, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried. Thank you very much. All right, thanks, everybody.